Luigi's Mansion, a series all about controlling a plumber named Luigi who captures ghosts in a mansion. Well, except if you're playing the third game, then you'll be capturing ghosts in a hotel.
Nice one there, Nintendo.
Anyways, Luigi's Mansion 3 is the third one in the series, and this is the one I'll be playing today and giving you a very clean review on it. But first... Luigi's Mansion 3 is an action-adventure game developed by Next Level Games, but published by Nintendo to make it exclusive for the Switch. The game has been the subject of many good reviews from reviewer sites like Metacritic and IGN.
But who cares about those plebs when I, J-Blade, will give the most accurate review on Luigi's Mansion.
Let's get into the game. Well, let's start with the plot. The story of Luigi's Mansion 3 goes as follows. Luigi and the gang get invited to a hotel called The Last Resort. After Luigi and the gang get settled in and they end up going to bed because it's late. Luigi then gets up and gets high. After realizing the hotel is, well, haunted and full of evil ghosts, he gets chased by King Boo and barely escapes. He then realizes the gang is stuck in paintings. So with the help of the Polterpup, he finds the Poltergeist model G00 and rescues Gadd, his long-lost friend, from a painting. They reconnect and Luigi goes out to save his friend and defeat the ghosts.
I like that plot.
It's easy to understand and all makes sense, and it also makes ways for other plot events to spice up the story during your adventure. Now let's talk about the gameplay and the combat, because my god, is it good! First, let's talk about the main gameplay. You play as a kid in an adult's body and run around solving fantastic puzzles and defeating ghosts. These puzzles are so incredibly well done. They aren't evil or poorly made, and they all show clues that aren't too hard to realize, but aren't exactly easy. Also, Luigi. Yeah, he's pretty nice. But now, let's get into the combat, and it's just fantastic. Zucking ghosts feels great, and after you start to control the ghosts by, zucking them, then you can just start smacking them like they weigh nothing, because they actually don't. So overall, my final verdict on these gameplay and combat is 9 out of 10 on gameplay, 8 out of 10 on combat. Well, I'm just gonna say outright, the theming and the atmosphere is kind of mediocre. I'm not saying the graphics are bad. No. The graphics are actually very solid. But the problem is, it feels like the hotel floors don't have a lot of connection to each other. Like one floor is in a mall with loads of shops, then the next floor there's a desert with a pyramid. Some people would say this keeps things unique and fresh, but in my opinion, it makes the hotel feel less like a building and more like a fantasy world, which doesn't really make any sense to the context of the game. Speaking of the world design in this game is actually pretty solid. This is a pretty decently open-ended game, with the only thing holding you back from exploring the entire hotel at the beginning is the elevator buttons that you can only get from defeating bosses.
So, would I recommend it?
Well, I would if you're a Nintendo fan or a casual gamer for sure. This game's pretty easy, so if all you want to do is have a fun time solving puzzles as a middle-aged plumber, this is the game for you.
Overall, I give the game an 8 out of 10. But I mean, if you're a plumber, don't enter a mansion.